What's going on, guys, and welcome back. And I want to thank you for getting on here today. It's been an amazing day. Hope that you all are wrapping up the last quarter of 2021. It's been a crazy year. I think 2022 is going to be even crazier. But look, there's so much money out there to be had and so much opportunity. Right now is the time to start to grasp and learn everything you could possibly learn that has to do with growth, right? The mindset, your personal development. I mean, everything, life. So, because look, at the end of the day, well, we're only going to live one life. You know, I think we come back as something, right? Eventually. But look, at the end of the day, that's neither here nor there. The point is what are we going to do now? Are you living in the present to get to your goals, to achieve your goals, to do whatever it is to get to where you want to be? And if you're not attempting to get to where you want to be at this point, well, it's not a whole lot I can do. But my mission, as I keep saying and I continue to say, is to help 150 people hit that 6-figure plus mark and 700 credit score, right? But more importantly, I want to talk to you a little bit also about some of the other things that I'm going to be doing and implementing in business. But today we're going to talk about week 11 finances, right? How your finances are going to impact you moving forward into 2022. And again, I want to welcome you back to Success and 12-week program, a Success in a 12-week program. And now today we're going to enter into week 11, and what we can be fair. Here's the thing: we could be fairly emotional. This could be a fairly emotional topic, actually, for some people. That's really what I was trying to say to get it out. And hopefully, it's not the case for you. That's what I'm hoping. But even if it were, we're going to deal with that. Okay. Now I'm going to help you get through it. This topic is going to be talking about finances. Look, I don't care where you are in your financial world right now. Maybe you're just extremely financially successful, or you're really struggling, whatever the case is. It never hurts to revisit the concepts, to revisit the principles that you know you should be doing right now at this point in time. Now, this week, I want to take some time to really allow you to focus on the areas of your life and look for opportunities for improvement. It never hurts to improve, guys. Not everybody counts money or getting rich as really important. I know that. I get that. I understand. Believe me. Big goals for their lives, or whatever the case is, whatever they're trying to achieve, that's their mission. Everybody's success is different. Now, having said that, money does matter, guys. It does matter. It's extremely important. You need it to live. You need it to survive. As a matter of fact, I think that, in my opinion, it's the next best thing to oxygen. It's the second best thing to oxygen, right? For a lot of people. I dwell on that because I really feel how I know how critical it is to a lot of people. It cures things at the end of the day. And this is true. I've seen it. You simply cannot ignore the fact, guys, that we live in a society that generally rewards good financial acumen. That's just the way it works. And even if money isn't your end goal, it is important. It's an important building block for most of your other goals. So here's what we're going to do right now. You're working towards some major objectives, right? You wouldn't have even started this program if you weren't. Now, I want you to ask yourself this question. Even if you're not the money type, where money is not really all that important to you, can money help you or me achieve our goals? Maybe your help is to help more people, right? You can use it to do that. Maybe would having an abundance of money let you do more or of that or less of that? Right? So my point is that will it help? Would it allow you to help other people make better choices sometimes? Because sometimes people can't think. We have this thing is called, how do you say this? Paralysis by analysis. We start to analyze things, and then we become paralyzed. We overanalyze, and that happens a lot. It happens when things are not going so great in some people's lives, right? And we just can't think straight. And that's when you have to think through the process when things are not going well, right? And even if you don't consider even if you don't consider personally becoming a millionaire or wealthy a huge priority, guys, having more access to money, having better control over your financial situation will only benefit you and the things that you're trying to build. Not trying, you're going to build. You're attempting to build. And the problem is, and the challenge is, never use that word problem. I'm going to say the challenge is a lot of people would rather hide their hand in the sand and not face the financial situation. But the key to improving any aspect of our lives, whether it's health, fitness, relationships, money, or anything else, is understanding it, looking at the problem, and then developing a plan to deal with it effectively so that you can move your results in the direction that you wanted to go, right? Now, we're going to start by implementing some of the ideas that I will help you with on your finances. Just really focus in. These are the action steps that I want you to take moving forward so that you can implement this in your own personal life. The few basic steps that can really help you diagnose any financial issues or challenges. I said at the beginning that you may be financially well off. I don't know. Doesn't matter, right? Right now, or you just might be struggling. I don't know what the case is. Whatever the case is, guys, just hone in, focus in on what I'm saying. If you're financially well off, can you improve? Absolutely, 100% you can, right? I always say that your personal development has to match your money, because if it doesn't, your money is going to drop. You're going to lose it. That's just the way it works. It's the same thing when somebody wins lotto, right? If somebody wins the lotto and it's $1 million, at the end of the day, let's just be honest, most people, 9 out of 10 times, sometimes 10 out of 10 times, their personal development, their financial awareness, their ability to understand what to do with $1 million or 10 million or whatever the case is, 100 million, man, 100 million. Think about that though. You know, if that hits your bank account, $100 million minus taxes, you get $80 million or whatever the case is, $90 million in your account, right? What do you do? What are the steps that you take? And listen, most of us haven't had $100 million. I know I haven't, but at the end of the day, if you know that you could achieve that goal and you know that you were meant to and destined to have that, at the end of the day, you have to develop a skill set and understanding of what it is that you're going to do with that money. Just, hey, you could compound it. There's so many things you can do to help others. And right, so the thing is that if you help enough people get what they want, you'll have everything you want. And that's just facts. So I asked the question, if you're financially well off, can you, even if you're financially well off, can you improve, right? And I would say, the answer is probably yes. So you want to look at it this way, not necessarily as a financial issue or challenge, but as room for improvement. If you're on the other end of the scale and you do have financial issues or challenges, then a few basic steps that we're going to be talking about here will actually help you address this particular problem. And you can do it with some very, very basic tools and concepts. Now, look, my podcast, this audio is not going to be perfect. I may stutter, I may stop, I may, whatever the case is. I'm actually just sitting here basically talking from bullet points at the end of the day, because I think these things and these actionable steps are things that I've done personally in my life, and I'm just basically putting it down. That's why it takes me so long sometimes to come out with another version of the 11th week or the 12th week, because I'm actually putting these things together, and I just really want this to impact people here. So look, let's first start with a spreadsheet and track all your expenses this week, right? That sounds boring as hell. I get it. I understand. But it's truly the things that you do on a consistent and on a persistent basis. If you do it every day and it's boring, because business is boring. What I mean by that is that it's not that it's boring in essence of you actually being bored when you go there because you're super passionate about whatever it is you're doing, right? It's that it's boring when it comes to from the financial perspective, because it's always the same process, right? And that's what people get tired of, is doing the same thing over and over and over and over. But the truth is that that's scientifically, or that's actually proven, that when you rinse and repeat the process over and over, the model that's been created is a successful model. That means that it can be used over and over and over, right? Because the definition of insanity, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and getting the same results, right? So my point here is that if you're getting the same results and they're not good results, that's insanity. That's definitely insanity. But if you're getting great results, massive results, then you want to continue to do the same things over and over, right? So let's start with a spreadsheet and track all your expenses this week. Now that seems very, very basic, and you've probably heard, maybe you've heard this before, but let me ask you a very, very profound question. Have you done it? If you have done it, have you done it recently? I'm sure your expenses have changed in the last 6 months. If you haven't done the exercise in the last little while, now basically is the time to do it again. Maybe you started spending a bit more money in a certain area that you just haven't really realized it, and it's costing you more than you wanted it to. Now, this I know will allow you to become consciously aware of where the money is actually going. And this basic spreadsheet will really be an eye opener for you if you haven't done it before. And even if you have, it's always a great exercise to basically revisit this thing back over again, right? Now, next, you would want to go through your week's Expensify and classify what are wants and what are needs. Sounds pretty easy, right? You'll see that you have basic expenses that you really can't do without based on your current lifestyle, but then you have a whole other series of column of expenses that are really kind of nice to have. Things you want, but maybe you don't want them as much as you thought you wanted them. Maybe what you'll start to see is that by investing or spending your money on these wants that really, they aren't really all that important, right? That you could actually direct your money in other ways, like maybe basically taking your money and having that money compound. Now, I'm not an investing type of person, but I definitely would like to learn that investment side. I'm more of a business type individual. I like to build things. I like it when it's hard in a sense, because I know that a lot of people don't like hard, right? And if it's hard, that means that not everybody's going to be able to do it. And that's really the part that I love about being in business, is that it's not easy and it's not hard. It's just that you have to have a process, right? Because actually process is what makes anything successful. No process, no map, no journey, no income, no money. And the business fails, right? Or your life fails and your relationship fails, right? Because sometimes you can't plan everything in life, but at the end of the day, maybe if you can plan, just to digress, this is why I came up with a 12-week program, because basically it was supposed to be a 12-month program, but in my opinion, this is just my opinion, is that you can achieve a lot in 90 days. Actually, your 90-day program or something that you do for 90 days. I mean, you can get in the best shape of your life in 90 days. Think about that. It doesn't take 12 months to do that. You literally can get in the best shape of your life. I've done it many times over and over and over from a fitness perspective. So my point being is that you only need 12 weeks to achieve a goal. And it would basically be like you achieved 1 year's worth of goal, because let's call a spade a spade. If you set a goal to buy or get a goal for a car, right? I'm using this as an example, whatever the car may be, and it's a year away from now, maybe you got the novelty of buying the car or actually achieving the car eventually will wear off. So why not make your goals, pump up your goals to understand that you could achieve them a lot quicker. That's the problem. I think that's the challenge with most people. Is they don't know, they don't understand that they could achieve goals so much quicker than 3 or 4 or 5 years from now. I mean, with everything that's been going on in life, man, we really have to take action. And not to say that I want to rush to get it, but we got to take action. We got to implement, right? And so that's when I'm going to go. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through the list and choose 3 wants that you could easily live without. Maybe. I'm not the type of person, and I'll say this again, I'm not the individual that wants to skimp, if I want to go buy Starbucks every day, I want to buy Starbucks every day. So with that being said, I want to be able to break down visually some things that I want you guys to be able to see. But I'm going to keep going through this 11th week. There's going to be a bonus at the end of the 12th week, and I'm going to break down how you should actually set up your business account, your business banking account. But here's the thing. I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. In some cases, I've seen people get rid of televisions. I don't really have a television at the end of the day. I use computers. I don't use TV anymore. But some people get rid of an extra bike or RV or something that they really didn't need, and it freed up all kinds of cash. I mean, actually, sometimes you do have to do that. I mean, I've done that. Actually, I've gotten rid of cars. I've gotten rid of a lot of things that I just go, oh, you know what? I'm gonna sell this car because I truthfully don't need it. I want to invest in something else with this particular this liability. When in actuality, you can turn a car into an asset. But there's that's a whole nother topic, right? So you can turn whatever you have into cash, and then again, that will help you basically put you in line to hit your goals, right? With the success in 12-week program like this, for example, right? And so let me rephrase that particular sentence, right? I was saying in some cases that some people get rid of the television, they get rid of extra bike or RV that they really didn't need, and it freed up all kinds of cash, right? That's what I was really saying. And for them to do something that was more in line with their goals, like with a success in 12 weeks, right? That's how I feel. And the reason I'm repeating is because I want people to really understand that success in 12 weeks, if you really put your mind to it, and you wanted to get in the best shape of your life, now obviously there's some contingencies there, but man, you could really hit some serious goals in 90 days, 12 weeks, man. You really can. And if you have some kind of like toy that really isn't serving that much of a purpose in your life, and the money invested in that thing could be directed to making you happier or more fulfilled or building a bigger vision or growing your vision, then why not consider doing that, right? Why not consider letting go of that thing that you're holding on to that really isn't giving you that much benefit in the long run? But think about those things and really go with the idea that you can do without them, whatever that may be. I'm not saying take away from your happiness, because I totally feel, again, that it's important to have, not necessarily important to have things, but sometimes those things are your small wins. So we have to remember that, okay, I got this as a small win, but I don't need it anymore. So now you can celebrate another small win with something bigger, better, or whatever that may be to keep you happy or make you happy. Then live this week without those things, right? If you come up with 3 things, whether it's going to be a TV or going out to eat or at a restaurant, you're going to get rid of that habit. Or maybe it's spending money like on Starbucks, right? Because that's the one thing that I don't really care about. So that's why I set a higher income threshold for myself. And that's a whole nother topic that I'm going to touch on that I really think is critical, right? And if you're drinking Starbucks every day and it's not in your budget, then maybe it's time to get rid of that particular thing. Maybe you're going to cut that down to once a week. I would say try it, or cut it out like literally cold turkey, and just try it and see how negative your life really is if you do that. My guess is that when you remove these things that are just kind of a casual wants, that's actually kind of liberating in a sense. Like sometimes it is for me, but sometimes it isn't. So I really have to really analyze my not necessarily my finances, but if that's the case, I need to go, I need to make more money. I need to figure out how to make $5 more per day, right? At the end of the day, that's literally, if you're getting coffee 5 times a week, you're talking about $100 per month. I don't know how somebody would be able to come up with that, or if you would just rather invest it or put it somewhere else. That just depends on the person, right? So try this out. See what happens when you not only create a spreadsheet and start becoming aware of how you're spending money, but really challenging yourself on what's a want and what's a need. And then maybe you're uncovering things you truly want versus things that you kind of thought you wanted. And do this at the end of the month, and you'll have a much better firm grip for your financial situation. Thanks for listening.